The theory of constraints, strengthening the weakest link. Welcome to Vantage, Aditya. In any system, the strength of the whole depends on its weakest link. The theory of constraints, TOC, developed by Eliyahu M. Goldratt, is a management philosophy designed to identify and address bottlenecks to improve overall performance. Today, we'll explore how this principle applies to leadership and organizations, with actionable examples for tackling constraints effectively. Every organization functions like a chain, where each link represents a process, resource, or team member. When one link is weak, it limits the efficiency and performance of the entire system. Leaders often fall into the trap of optimizing non-critical parts of the system, which leads to wasted effort without addressing the core issue. TOC shifts focus to the constraint, the factor that restricts the system's capacity to achieve its goals. Step 1 in TOC is to identify the constraint. Imagine a production line where the assembly stage consistently lags behind others. No matter how efficient the other stages become, the bottleneck will cap the overall output. Similarly, in a software development team, the constraint might be a lack of skilled testers, causing delays in deployment. Leaders must pinpoint this bottleneck to focus their efforts effectively. The second step is to exploit the constraint. This means maximizing the efficiency of the bottleneck without significant investment. For instance, if testing is the bottleneck, leaders could streamline the testing process by automating repetitive tasks or reassigning some responsibilities to free up testers for critical work. This step ensures that the constraint operates at its peak capacity. The third step is to subordinate everything else to the constraint. This involves aligning all processes and resources to support the constraint. In our production line example, this could mean adjusting the pace of upstream stages to match the capacity of the assembly stage, preventing overproduction and inefficiencies. Subordination ensures that resources aren't wasted on processes that don't address the bottleneck. The fourth step is to elevate the constraint. When exploiting and subordinating are no longer sufficient, leaders must invest in expanding the constraint's capacity. For example, hiring additional testers or upgrading testing tools could eliminate the bottleneck in the software development team. Elevating the constraint transforms it from a limiting factor to an enabler of growth. Finally, step 5 is to repeat the process. Once the initial constraint is resolved, another will emerge as the new bottleneck. Continuous improvement ensures that the organization remains agile and competitive. One example: a logistics company identified its constraint as delayed inventory updates, which led to inaccurate deliveries. By automating inventory tracking, exploiting the constraint, and training staff to prioritize inventory updates, elevating the constraint, the company improved delivery times and customer satisfaction. The beauty of TOC lies in its simplicity and focus. Leaders often try to improve everything at once, but TOC teaches us to concentrate on the weakest link for maximum impact. How do you identify and address constraints in your organization? Share your insights in the comments. If this video added value, like, subscribe, and join us as we keep creating greatness on Vantage Aditya.